This is your Weather Extreme video for Saturday, January the 9th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Looks like we have some colder air coming in, some wet weather for today, and then turning cold. And then we have some interesting challenges. We'll get to that in just a moment. The upper air pattern shows a rather deep trough coming across the central part of the United States, and that's going to be ushering in some much colder air across the area. In the meantime, we have surface lows, a kind of a double-barreled low situation over the lower Mississippi River Valley. Those will be tracking up to the northeast and into the eastern Great Lakes over the day today and into early Sunday, and that will bring the front through the area. Cold air behind that. As you can see, a lot of single-digit values up in central United States, the north-central United States. Many of those single digits are in the minus single digits, so it's really cold air coming our way. The cold air will be arriving overnight tonight, but at least for today, it looks like we're going to stay primarily in the 50s. We may see areas along into the south of Birmingham actually top into the lower 60s, but probably 61 or 62 is about the highest we're going to get. A good deal of fog, as you can see from those symbols over Georgia and the southwestern part of Alabama, so a good deal of fog there. No fog advisories that I'm aware of. The radar shows that we do have rain moving across the lower Mississippi River Valley and spreading into Alabama. That looks like rain's going to be the story for much of the day today. The watch warning map shows that we have behind the front a number of winter weather advisories. It's the pink and blue areas. And so if you're finding your way or traveling up to the northwest, you may want to check on the weather up there. As far as precipitation goes, it does not look like this system is going to be terribly wet. We're looking at around a quarter to a half inch over much of Alabama, which will be a nice soaking rain. And after that, it looks like we'll stay dry for much of the week until Thursday, and then we have some challenges with that. Storms could be strong across the northern two-thirds of Mississippi and the northwest corner of Alabama, so we may hear some peals of thunder. Day 2, the thunder is over South Florida, extreme South Florida, and along the mid-Atlantic states into southern New England. All right, the 060 GFS model run, and we'll follow along with the GFS, but we will note some differences with the European here in a few minutes. There's our trough moving across the central U.S., digging in and digging into the eastern half of the country. And, of course, along with that, by midday, we expect the surface low to be up around Paducah, Kentucky, with a trailing cold front down into the Gulf of Mexico. Cape values are up there, but they're not real high. They are up around the 600 value across Mississippi for today at midday. But by this evening at midnight, the Cape values are way down as the front moves through. So the front will be moving through during the evening and the early morning hours of Sunday across central and north Alabama. By Sunday, the trough has become well established over the eastern half of the country. And, of course, the front is now out in the Atlantic, and we're coming under good northerly flow. So Sunday is going to be one of those raw, brisk days. The morning lows will probably be in the mid-30s or so, and afternoon highs, oh, yes, all the way up to the lower 40s, maybe 41 or 42. So it's going to be a cold, raw kind of day with cloudy skies. Monday, we see that the trough is still in place, so there's nothing that's going to warm us up that much. The high settles in over the south central United States and northwestern Gulf area. So we'll see good radiational cooling on top of that cold air advection we're going to see on Sunday. So the bottom line is Monday morning is going to be chilly once again with those colder spots getting down into the upper teens. Tuesday, the trough's in place as we see some little reinforcing short shots of vorticity and little short waves moving through the flow, so we stay pretty chilly. We stay pretty chilly into Wednesday. And therein lies part of the problem. We've got cold air in place at the surface. Thursday, we're watching a rather potent short wave coming out of the southwestern United States across South Texas. Now, this is where things get very interesting. The GFS brings that shortwave out pretty far south. The European, on the other hand, and I don't have a chart for this, but the European is not quite as far south. The result is that the GFS is suggesting that we'll see a low in the Gulf, and that low in the Gulf will be pretty far to the south over the central and southern Gulf. The European, on the other hand, is not as far south with that trough and shortwave, so the surface low is hugging the coast. This is a big difference, a significant difference. As a matter of fact, with this pattern, the European is suggesting that the southeastern U.S. could see some snow, and this would be late Thursday into early Friday morning, with on the order of 2 to 3 inches of possibility. I am not forecasting 2 to 3 inches of snow. We've got some uncertainty here because one model is suggesting that we may see snow. Right now, the forecast is going to stay with a cold rain. But the thing is, we have a good deal of uncertainty here as to what's going to happen. So we're going to have to watch future model runs. We're not going to change the forecast because one model in one model run jumps onto a snow event. It will bear watching and definitely is defined with stay tuned. All right, back to the GFS on Friday, and that one short wave moves into the southwest Atlantic while another short wave comes across the central U.S. That should provide us with a dry day on Friday with that low in the central U.S. Saturday, that one moves across fairly quickly and stays well to our north, so it looks like we'll see maybe a small chance for some showers as we go through Saturday. Looking out into Voodoo, the message is that it's going to be busy. On the 17th, Sunday the 17th of January, we see another short wave coming across the lower Mississippi River Valley. That is followed by another one around the 19th. And then by the time we get out to the 22nd, we have yet another one coming across North Texas. So the bottom line is we're going to stay busy. And when we get out to the very end of the period, around the 24th, it looks like we're going to be somewhat chilly with a fairly cool look to the pattern with this trough over the eastern half of the country. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for this morning. I expect to have the next one posted first thing on Monday morning, at least by 8 a.m. or so. In the meantime, stay tuned to the blog and check back often for updates on Alabama's ever-changing weather patterns. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great Saturday and Godspeed.